All right, if you're running a managed service provider, you absolutely know the daily grind, right? You're juggling dozens of different super complex client networks. It's a huge challenge. So today, we're going to break down how you can move from constantly fighting fires to proactively building a business that can actually scale and be more profitable. And this is really the million-dollar question, isn't it? As you bring on more clients, the complexity just explodes. Every new network has different vendors, a whole new set of potential landmines. So how do you actually grow your services without having the costs and the headaches grow right along with them? This quote just hits the nail on the head. The old way of doing things, just throwing more engineers at problems, relying on clunky manual processes, and writing a bunch of one-off scripts, it just doesn't work anymore. In today's world of hybrid cloud everything, that old model, well, it's basically built to break. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the challenges that modern MSPs are facing right now. Then we'll get into a whole new way to think about automation. We'll explore the cool tech that makes it possible, like the digital twin and no-code platforms, and see how that turns insight into real action, which ultimately gives you a massive business advantage. So first up, let's really frame this problem, because this isn't just about technology. Not really. It's a scaling crisis. As your clients move more and more to the cloud and their environments get crazier, the pressure on your team to deliver, well, it just mounts exponentially. And this is what that pressure looks like. You're dealing with this explosion of network complexity. You're juggling countless different vendors. You're stuck with these manual processes because, let's face it, skilled engineers are hard to find and they're expensive. Those one-off scripts never scale, and trying to standardize your service across all your clients feels pretty much impossible. This right here, this is that reactive chaos that's holding you back. So, how do you break that cycle? It's definitely not about working harder. It's about adopting a totally new operational model. It's about moving away from just reacting to problems and finally getting ahead of them. And here it is, plain and simple. The only sustainable way to scale an MSP today is to make that shift from reactive to proactive. And this isn't some small tweak we're talking about. This is a fundamentally new philosophy for how you manage your clients' networks. Think of it this way. The reactive model is all damage control, right? It's about trying to fix things faster and minimize escalations. The proactive model, though, is all about prevention. It's about seeing the entire network, enforcing your standards to stop things from breaking, and automatically fixing issues before your client even has a clue there was a problem. Now, this proactive shift, it sounds great, right? But how do you actually pull it off? Well, the foundation for all of it is having a perfect real-time understanding of every single client network you manage. And that is where this concept of a digital twin comes into play. Now, a digital twin isn't just some static map. That's old news. This is a living, breathing, dynamic model of a network. It understands every device, every connection, every single data path, giving you one single source of truth for any client, no matter how complex their setup is. And it's built in 4 layers. It starts at the device level, modeling every single piece of hardware. Then the topology level maps out how everything is connected. The flow level understands how data is actually moving around. And then, and this is the most important part, the intent level captures your operational knowledge, all the rules and logic for how the network should be behaving. So having this deep understanding is step 1. But step 2 is making it actionable for your entire team. Because historically, automation meant complex scripting, which meant you needed specialist developers. And that just creates a bottleneck, right? Well, this new paradigm is completely different. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from a user says it all. The key is to empower the network engineers, the folks who have all that domain expertise, even if they've never written a line of code in their life. A no-code platform lets them take their troubleshooting knowledge and turn it directly into automation that you can use again and again. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. Traditional scripting is slow. It creates a dependency on just a few key people. But a no-code approach, it completely democratizes automation. Any of your network engineers can capture their expertise in just minutes, creating solutions that are instantly reusable across your entire client base. Okay, so we've got the deep insight from the digital twin, and we have a no-code platform to build on top of it. Now, let's connect those dots. It's time to turn all that visibility into automated actions that actually go out and solve your clients' problems. Just imagine the impact of this. Seriously, what if 40% of your noisy, annoying, low-level tickets could just be closed automatically? And what if another 30% of known problems were just fixed with zero human intervention? That is the kind of efficiency gain that lets you truly scale. It frees up your best engineers from all that repetitive work so they can focus on high-value stuff. So here's how it actually works. The system is constantly assessing your client networks based on that intent you've defined. When it finds a problem, it verifies it and then proposes a fix. Your team can then review those steps and, with a single click, push the approved fix through your existing change management. It's a complete closed-loop system. Okay, let's bring this all home. What is this massive shift from reactive to proactive, powered by a digital twin and no-code automation? What does it actually mean for your business? Well, this is how you build a real engine for growth. We're talking about outcomes that directly hit your bottom line. You will slash your mean time to repair, your MTTR. You'll lower escalations, which means your engineers won't burn out. You can actually enforce a single high standard of service across every client, prevent outages, and most importantly, you can confidently meet and even exceed those service level agreements, the SLAs that you've promised your client. And this is not just some theory. This proactive approach is proven. It's trusted by over 2,500 customers, including a third of the Fortune 500. We're talking about some of the most complex network environments on the entire planet. And that includes the world's leading service providers. When you see companies like HCL and Verizon Business leveraging this technology to standardize their operations and scale their managed services, you know it's the real deal. So I just want to leave you with this one thought. Think about all of that incredible expertise locked inside your team right now. What if you could capture that knowledge, turn it into an automated, scalable asset, and apply it across every single one of your clients? What would that mean for the future of your business? That right there is what no-code network automation makes possible. It's all about breaking that old, tired model of just trading your team's time for money and instead building a truly scalable managed service. If you're ready to make that shift, well, it's time to take the next step.